Hello, everybody, and let's have some more news. I'm going to try to get caught up a little bit, so I'm just going to throw some, what I think is major information about villages and what's going on around here. Citizens First Bank dominance of the villages made it an attractive acquisition for another regional bank with bigger dreams. The blockbuster news of Seacoast purchase of the villages bank surprised many customers of the Morse family-owned bank, which has been a cornerstone of
Florida's friendliest hometown
for more than 3 decades. Seacoast Bank officials held an investor call Friday morning to explain how the deal came together and what the future holds. "We are very excited," said Charles Schaefer, CEO of Chairman of Seacoast Bank. "To our new Citizens First Bank employees and customers, we welcome you to the Seacoast family." He said his bank began looking into Citizens First Bank purchase this past November when Citizens First Bank ownership held a limited auction in its search for a potential suitor. "We've been waiting for the right opportunity," Schaefer said. During the investor call, Seacoast officials presented a graphic which clearly showed the strength of Citizens First Bank parent company, Villages Bank Corporations Incorporated. In the local market, it has a 52.9% market share, far outdistancing any potential rivals. Seacoast officials also made it clear that the future growth of the villages, combined with Citizens First Bank's stellar reputation, made it a perfect fit. Seacoast is paying $710.8 million to purchase Citizens First Bank. Seacoast, which dates back to 1926 in Stuart and survived the hard-scrappable days of the Depression, found the people at Citizens First Bank shared the same set of values. "We are very customer-focused," Schaefer said. "Integration will be key." He made it clear in the investor call that Seacoast wants to become Florida's premier bank in the years ahead. It is currently Florida's 6th largest bank, but will move up in the ranks should regulators clear its purchase of Citizens First Bank, the state's 11th largest bank. Citizens First Bank has more than 400 employees. Seacoast has more than 1,500 employees. He said to maintaining the customer focus will be key to Seacoast's long-term success. "We can be a unique Florida-focused bank," Schaefer said. He added that national banks are creating a lot of frustrated customers. Listen, I contracted for a bank for years. I got to become very good friends with the president, vice president, and the bank lawyers and things like that. We'd had lunch, we talked like buddies. They're all gone now, so I can say what I got to say, but I won't mention names. All of this that I just read you is pretty much banker rhetoric. Just trying to tell you that, hey, we love you. We just want to be with you. We want to help you. No, they don't. They're here to make money, and that's all they're here for. So just get to the bottom line. And, whatever happened to free checking, free savings? They paid you interest on all this money. Whatever happened if you were a member of a bank for a long period of time? You got a cut in interest rates. Whatever happened to all these so-called customer relations when all of a sudden you need to talk to your local banker about something, maybe a loan to fix up your house a little bit, where you just went, "Hey, George." No, now you got to call, go through the telephone service, press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3 for... So after you get through all that, you finally get some lady on the phone that says, "Oh, you need to talk to George, whatever his name. Would you like to make an appointment?" There is no customer relations. There is no friendly hometown of anything. So just get that out of your head. These are businesses here to make money. That's what businesses are for. Let's move on to some more updated news. More residents of the villages want metal roofs. As the villages continues to age, district government staffers have seen an increasing number of re-roofing project applications. The Architectural Review Hearing Office has received an increasing number of homeowner requests for standing seam metal roofing installations driven by the material's durability and longevity. Several community development district boards of supervisors will be reviewing their architectural manuals in upcoming meetings. The hope is that changes could open the door to homeowners who want metal roofs. There are plenty of positives for having a metal roof in Florida. Reflective coatings can significantly reduce cooling costs by reflecting solar radiation. Metal roofs can last 40 to 70 years, significantly longer than traditional asphalt shingle roofs. Metal roofs are non-combustible and provide excellent fire protection. Metal roofs are available in various styles and colors to complement any home's design. What do you guys think about that? Leave it in the comments below. Personally, I have no problem with the metal roofs, especially the newer ones. I'm not talking about the barn siding looking type metal roofs. If you haven't seen the new metal roofs, they're very, very, very nice. Some of them even look like regular shingles. That's the way they're designed. I personally don't have a problem with it. I wish I could have done it here at my house, but at the time, it was a factory thing. I couldn't do it. You've seen the video. If you haven't, go back and watch it. But I have no problem with metal roofs. And the thing of it is, there are a lot of people who don't realize, there is a hidden community here in the village. It's not hidden, but if you don't know it's there, you've probably never been to it. And half of those houses in there, it's a Key West looking type community, and there are metal roofs in there. They've been there since Lake Sumter Landing was built. So I'll say 15, 20 years now, they've been there. And why they refuse to allow it in a neighborhood, I'm not sure what the ruling is about a neighborhood having a coexistence look about it. So all the houses blend together. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But I got no problem with metal roofs. I wish I could have done it. But here's going to be your problem. Here's the thing to investigate. Will your insurance company allow you to do that? They're the ones that's in control here, not you. Not me, and somewhat not even the Architectural Review Committee. The insurance company will tell you after so many years, you have to replace your hot water heater. This has happened to people I personally know. You have to replace your hot water heater because it's 10 years old now. If you do not, then we will not renew your policy. You have to replace your air conditioner. It's 10 years old now. If you do not, we will not renew your policy. And the same thing for roofs, and who knows how far these insurance companies can go with this. I've always said, if they try telling me what I'm going to do and not going to do, I will self-insure. I have that right. I will do that. I don't want to, but I sure will. Or move. That's my two choices. So just check with your insurance company, see what they say. These say 30 to 70 years. I know they last that long, but I'm not sure your insurance company will let you keep it that long. Just check these things out. An employee of a restaurant in the Villages claimed her boss pressured her for sex, leading to his arrest. The woman went this past September to the Sumter County Sheriff's Office at Pinellas Plaza to report an alleged incident involving her boss, 28-year-old James Darren Gilcrease Jr. of Ocklawaha. I still find that name funny. The woman claimed that Gilcrease, who was her manager at the PDQ restaurant at Colony Plaza, dismissed other employees at the end of the day, and they were alone in the restaurant according to an affidavit of probable cause from the sheriff's department. She claimed Gilcrease made a verbal advance by asking if he could accompany her to the bathroom. She refused. They were cleaning the ice cream machine when Gilcrease produced a condom wrapper and propositioned her for sex. When she refused, Gilcrease began kissing her neck and touching the waistband of her underwear, stopping at the waistline. Information about the case was forwarded to the state attorney's office. Ultimately, a warrant was issued charging Gilcrease with battery. He was arrested Thursday and booked at the Sumter County Detention Center. He was released after posting a $1,000 bond. Retirement community, or just another city with a bunch of big city problems? The Villages will build up to 80 new homes in a neighborhood along County Road 44A, less than a quarter mile east of Buena Vista Boulevard near Brownwood. Adjacent to the village of Atrium Dales, Shanti Creek Villas raised concerns last fall among Atrium Dales residents who feared entry to the new subdivision would be on their streets. Entry will be from County Road 44A, but emergency access may be through Atrium Dales. Special Magistrate Lindsay C.T. Holt recommended approval of a master plan for the project at the meeting Tuesday of the Wildwood Planning and Zoning Board. The City Commission may consider the master plan, which offers few details, later this month. The 9.7-acre site, which borders Atrium Dales on the west and south sides, was annexed to Wildwood in late 2024. And the project will also include non-residential areas and amenities. Well, I'm only going to say one thing. I tried warning people a long time ago that there were 2 votes on the commission over there that were bought and paid for by the developer and his companies. And now anything that he wants, he's got the 2 votes to get anything done. And here's one of them. Now we're starting to get invaded because you've seen outside amenities. It's just going to be an ongoing problem as it goes on. Family communities in a retirement community, a school in a retirement community. I mean, come on. A couple in the Villages who sell self-defense products were the subject of a deed compliance hearing earlier this week at the district office of Brownwood. Derek and Karen Wilkes live at 1367 Muir Place in the village of Hawkins. A complaint was received March 24th about a commercial vehicle in a driveway and an RV in the street. Community Standards sent a letter to Wilkes, I guess it's Wilkes, W-I-L-K-E-S, on March 28th, and the property was brought into compliance. However, another complaint was lodged April the 8th after the vehicle returned. A representative of Community Standards testified at the hearing that the property is currently in compliance. The couple was not at the hearing on Monday, but a designated spokesperson for them indicated that the Wilkes sell merchandise at trade shows and are not running a business out of their home. The rub appears to be the large QR code on the side of their vehicle, which is frequently parked in the driveway. The QR code is an advertisement, according to legal counsel for the district. The Wilkes, who paid $527,000 for their home in 2023, run a company called Overland Defense and sell Byrna self-defense products, including projectiles, repellent, self-defense compact launcher guns, wound treatment kits, and satellite communicators. You're welcome for the free advertisement on my channel. The special master at the hearing found that the couple had violated a deed restriction and must cover the QR code display of their vehicle if they park it in the driveway. The Wilkes violation has been classified as reoccurring. Therefore, if the vehicle is parked in the driveway with the QR code uncovered, they could face a $500 a day fine. Well, I was going to offer my advice about parking a so-called commercial vehicle in the driveway. Just put it in the garage. They can't say anything about that then, but I see what they're talking about now. Yeah, they may have a point there. I know. I personally have no problem with this. The RV in the street, we have a specific rule about that. And for those of you that don't know, that want to complain about RVs all the time, and there's a certain few of you out there that do, you can park your RV, supposedly it says, in the driveway off-road. Now, in my district, that's what it says. I don't know if that really means you have to be totally off the street. I don't know that. You have to check on that. But I do know we have 72 hours that it can be parked. Mine will fit in the driveway, by the way. I have 72 hours that I can park my RV in my driveway while loading, getting ready to go somewhere. And then when I get back, I have another 72 hours it can park in my driveway while unloading. So that's in my deed restrictions there. A 38-year-old resident of a notorious villa in the Villages has been arrested on shoplifting charges. Jennifer Smith was arrested this past Friday in a theft of $179 worth of baseball cards from Target at Rolling Acres Plaza, according to the arrest report. She had tucked the Manini Megabox baseball cards into her purse, which was slung over her shoulder. She was detained when she tried to leave the store without paying for the merchandise. Smith lists her address at 1404 Azteca Loop in the Escondido Villas, which has been the subject of much neighborhood consternation as well as 2 recent SWAT operations. A resident of the Villa community recently went before the Community Development District 2 Board of Supervisors pleading for help. She said she was shocked at the level of drug activity at 1404 Azteca Loop and charged that the home is crowded with up to 9 people living in the garage at any given time. Smith was taken into custody and booked at the Lake County Jail. She was released after posting a $1,000 bond. Smith was previously convicted of theft in 2021 in Marion County. Listen, let me just say one thing here, and I'll get off my high horse. When in the hell are we finally going to get some action about all of this drug activity? Something like 370,000 people just last year died of overdoses of fentanyl. Just fentanyl, not including all these other drugs that keep coming into this country. When is our lawmakers, when is our judges, our police department are doing what the law says they're allowed to do? But the judges and lawmakers need to step up and stop this crap, because it's ridiculous that we keep allowing this. Here's one here. This house has been in trouble I don't know how many times because of drugs. Drugs means they're going to steal anything they can get a hold of to sell it or hawk it for money to buy more drugs. They've been in trouble for selling drugs. They sell drugs and take the money out of their pocket to take their own drugs. When are we going to stop this cycle? And as far as the villages goes, when is the people in power here going to finally take seriously that this is a retirement community and this kind of stuff has to stop? And there's ways of stopping it. Put your $1 million lawyers, put your foot up their ass and make them look into this and start passing district rules where these things can be addressed. The local police are doing what they can do, but the local law authorities, lawmakers are doing nothing. Judges are doing basically what the law says they can do, but I know a judge has the authority to extend this. That didn't have to be a $1,000 fine. That could have been 30 days in jail. Bingo. That quick. That could mean next time be 6 months in jail. Quit playing games with these people. Stop it. I'm tired of living in a community full of drug addicts. That being said, let's move on to some more news. A woman was arrested at where? Wawa, after trespassing at a Lady Lake residence while claiming to be looking for her father. Officers responded to a home at Mockingbird Lane regarding 26-year-old Brittany Nichols Adams being at the property after already being trespassed at 9:15 p.m. Friday, according to the arrest report from the Lady Lake Police Department. Upon arrival, the officers met with the property owner, who advised that Adams came to her property at 9:15 a.m. banging on the door. When she opened the door, Adams was asking for a random person. Adams was told to leave the property, and she was not allowed at the residence. The property owner stated she never invited Adams over and did not know why she was there. Adams left the scene with a man on a motorcycle. She had also been trespassed from the property before, on February 11, 2024. The officer later found Adams at Wawa, located at County Road 466 and U.S. Highway 27 and 441. She admitted of being on the property, claiming she was looking for her father, who had been there before. Adams was told then she was being placed into custody for trespass after warning. The officer noticed she was wearing a small white backpack and brown fanny pack around her waist under her hoodie. A search of these items yielded folded tinfoil containing 0.23 grams of fentanyl. Adams was ultimately arrested on charges of possession of fentanyl and trespassing. She was transported to Lake County Jail, and bond was set at $6,000. She was also arrested in January when her unusual behavior at a gas station led to the discovery of narcotics and a firearm, and in 2022 after being caught with syringes and methamphetamine on a bicycle. Please, lawmakers, stop this. Okay, let's do a couple letters to the editor as I rush through all of these and try to get somewhat caught up about the news of things happening in and around the villages. To the editor, not a member of the villages, a few friends there. Putting in my 2 cents on aluminum roofs. I have a place in Hobe Sound and had a rubber membrane roof put on. I wish now I had done aluminum simply because of the tear factor. If something slides across the rubber, more than likely going to tear compared to aluminum. Just my thoughts. That's in by Howie Saris from Manabar, wherever that is. Well, first of all, I don't have a problem with metal roofs. I don't, but I think you're inaccurate by saying aluminum. That seems kind of pricey. I won't swear to that. If anybody's got a comment about that, make it below. But I think it's some kind of a steel roof, some kind of a cheaper metal, but I don't think they're aluminum. But just let me know. But with that being said, let's see what else we got. To the editor, when CEOs start getting massively fined and or face jail time if they hire illegals, then I'll believe that both political parties are serious about illegal immigration. That's sent in by Ronald Woodard from Lady Lake. You know, in Indiana, they had a law they passed when I lived there, and I don't know if it's still in effect, because most of these laws, as new powers that be come into play, like right now is President Trump. Next president comes in, he might change things. I mean, that's what's silly about everything. But maybe that's what's great about everything. I don't know. But they had a law passed in Indiana years ago that if you hired an illegal, the company faced something like $10,000 fines. I mean, it was a massive amount of money to where most businesses in Indianapolis area, Marion County up there, they did not hire illegals. And I think it was a statewide law. I forget who actually passed that law, but anyway, it was in place for many, many years. And so we didn't have that problem up there. I mean, if you had a visa to work, that was fine. If you had a permission to be here, that was fine. That ain't what they were talking about. We all know what they're talking about when they say illegal. People come up with excuses that make no sense to me whatsoever. So yeah, it's weird to me that they're allowed to do that and they don't get punished for it either, because the illegal gets, he gets basically punished. He gets deported. Some go to jail first, then they're deported. And that's probably the way it should be. But it seems like the companies themselves walk away with the profits. They don't really pay anything. And I don't know. There should be something done, I'm sure. And maybe they're looking into it. I don't know. But we'll see. I agree with you. Well, I think that's going to be the news for today. I'm going to try to do these 2 or 3 times a week. You're not going to get the long news on Friday till I get caught up. It just takes way too long, and I got other things I got to do to get caught up. So I hope this will help out to give you an idea what goes on in and around the villages here in
Florida's friendliest hometown.
With that being said, please subscribe. I appreciate all my Patreon members. Now, we were gone for a little while because of personal commitments we had in North Dakota. Our granddaughter got married, so we had to go to the wedding. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this. We'll see you again in a few days with a little bit more of an update on some other news that happened while we were gone. So it'll be old news, but it'll help catch you up. So be well, be safe, take care, be aware. Join my Patreon page and hang in there for a while. It's only $2 a month. See you on the other side.
And don't leave your key in that golf cart.